Life is really, really hard, and sometimes we have our own plans, we have our own ideas, we have things that we are setting out to accomplish. We set out to do so much, to get so much, and dare I even say, we set out on things that we feel like God has called us to. Right? Sometimes we set out on missions that we feel like God has called me to this mission. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that God called me here. And we sometimes find ourselves in a very, very difficult place where life hits you in the face and you find yourself on the ground. When life hits you in the face and you find yourself down and out and you don't know, how is it that I'm going to get up? You find yourself at a place where you are just borderline depressed, anxious, not knowing where your next meal will come from, not knowing where the next pay will come from. There are many different things that we can say about this, but what I'm saying to us is very often we have plans, and very often our plans don't go the way that we thought they would. Very often we fail, we fall. Things don't work out the way that we thought they would. But what do you do when things don't work out? What do you do when things don't work out the way that you thought they would? What do you do when things don't come together the way that you thought they would? Right? You are 35 years old now and you thought by this time you would be married and at least have one child, and you are still single, or you are just coming out of another heartbreak. Right? 40 years old and you thought by now your business should be at its peak or things should be going well at least, but that is not what's happening. There are many different things that can be said, but you are where you are right now, and you had plans, you had ideas, you knew what you wanted to do, you knew what you wanted to accomplish, but it hasn't worked out the way that you thought it would. What do you do then? What do you do when things don't come together the way that you thought they would? What do you do? I'll tell you what, I have a suggestion. And my suggestion is that you try again. You try again. And it's a very frustrating thing to hear sometimes. Sometimes it's a very frustrating thing to hear, but you try again. I'm sorry, I don't have 5 steps that you can take in order to get yourself to a place where you want. You try again. You try again. You miss your shot, you shoot again. Right? You try and it doesn't work out, and you try again. The only thing that changes is perhaps how we try. Right? We can change how we try, but we don't stop trying. We can change how we go about it, but we don't stop going after it. We can change the how, and we can change it time and time again until it works, but however, we just don't stop working. We just don't stop trying. We try again. And I'm saying this because I know that there's a lot of people, you had plans. Right? The year started off and you had big plans for the year. At some point, when you got into your 20s, at your 21st birthday, you had big plans for your 20s. And now your 20s are almost over. Now the year's almost over. Now the few years that you thought you would be single for are almost over, and you still haven't found anybody to look your way. And it was good while it lasted. Right? It was good while I wanted, and it's like, okay, but it doesn't seem to be working. So what do? I try again. I try again. I might try differently this time. I might try to do it better, but I try again. I might do something different from how I did it the first time. Doesn't change the fact that I must try again. I have to. I have an obligation to try again. Because what is the alternative? The alternative is for you to sit down, take the loss, take whatever misery it is that it brought you, and live with that for the rest of your life. Take whatever suffering it brought you and live with that for the rest of your life, never having found out what you could have been able to accomplish, never having found out what it could have been, never having found out what you could have become. Let me say this, never having found out what God wanted to do in your life, what God wanted to do in your situation, simply because you stopped trying, simply because you stopped going at it. simply because you gave up because it was too much. And can I say this? I'm not speaking from an ignorant place. I understand that life is hard. I understand that sometimes you just want to stop. I understand that sometimes you just want out. but what is the alternative for you to be out? What happens then? So I want to tell you a story from the Bible, which I think it kind of puts this in perspective for us. There's a story in Luke 5 where Jesus meets Simon Peter for the first time, and he calls the disciples at that time. They were some of the first disciples. And now what's happening is that the Bible says he had been fishing the whole night, right? These guys had been fishing. They had been fishing, and now Jesus finds himself with a crowd around him, and he wants to speak to the crowd. He wants to teach the crowd. And so what he decides to do is get into Peter's boat, or at the time he was Simon. He gets into his boat, pushes it into the water, and he speaks to the crowd from his boat. And then what happens is he says to Peter, Peter, take your boat, go deeper, and let your nets down. Now let me show you something. When he found them, when he saw them, they were washing their nets. When he saw them, they were washing their nets. They were done. The Bible says that they were busy washing their nets. They were about to pack it up. They spent the whole night here. They tried to catch something, and they caught nothing. It was futile. Gotta go. And the Bible says, as they're washing their nets, Jesus says to them, go a little bit deeper, let your nets down, and get your catch. Wait, what? And you know what they say to Jesus? They say, we've tried this before. They say, we've tried this. Let me read it for you. Here's what it says. It says from verse 4, it says, when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, put out into the deep and let down the nets for a catch. Simon answered, Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. But because you say so, I will let down the nets. Listen to what he says. He says, we've been here the whole night. We have been here the whole night. And even as I say this, there are those of us listening right now who can say to me, P, you don't understand. You are but a young man. I've been trying this for years. I've been in the game for a long time. It doesn't work that way. I've been in the game. I've been working for a long time. It just doesn't work that way. I've been trying for a long time. It just doesn't work that way. You are too young and you just don't understand. And I'm so thankful to God that I don't understand. I'm so thankful to God that I don't understand what it is to stop, to just quit, to give up and say, well, I guess it just is not for me. Right? Look at what happens. They say to Jesus, Jesus, we have been here the whole night. We have been fishing the whole night. It has been the whole night. We have been here and we have caught nothing. And the voice of God comes to some of you today and it says, try again. You say, God, if only you knew. If only you knew, God. I've been out in these streets. God, I have been trying for a very long time. You don't understand, God. God, you do not understand how long I've been at this. And the voice of God says, try again. Try again. Here's the thing now. Peter says, we have been here the whole night. We have been fishing. We have caught nothing. But now, Jesus says this to them after he had been in their boat. Now, after Jesus had been in his boat, he says to him, go out into the deep and let your nets down for a catch. See, you may have tried it last night, but that wasn't a command from Jesus. You may have been here for years, but you tried it without him. There are many of us, you've been trying to quit an addiction, but you've been trying to do it on your own. You've been trying to do it in your own strength. I've been trying to put these cigarettes down. I've been trying to quit these drugs. I've been trying to quit this alcohol. It's wrecking my life. It's ruining me. If it was that easy to give up, I would have done it a long time ago. If it was that easy to just quit, I would have quit a long time ago. And so I just got tired of trying at some point and I just gave in. I just stopped trying at some point and I just accepted that this is who I am. I got tired of trying at some point. I just accepted that perhaps some things are just not meant for me. Maybe marriage is just not meant for me. Maybe it's just not meant for me to have kids. Maybe I'm just not meant to be anything or anybody, because I've been trying for a long time and it has not worked out. And that is a lie from the devil. That is a lie from the pits of hell. If it doesn't work out, I find myself in a desperate place. I find myself in a very difficult place because I have been trying for a long time and it has not worked out. I go to God and I say, God, what is it that you expect of me? God, what do you expect of me? Where is it that I should go to let my net down? God, what is it? If you say so, I want to try again, God. God, if you will get into this boat, I would like to try again. I would like to try again for a child. I would like to try again for a job. I would like to send out another CV. I would like to try again with that proposal. I would like to try again with for a marriage. I would like to try again. I just want to try again because I cannot go out like this. I cannot have this be the end of my story. I cannot have this be the end of who I am. I cannot afford to have my story end this way. So I am gonna have to try again. And whatever it takes, wherever I have to go, whatever I have to do, God, I will keep on trying until it works out. Until it works. Until I see the favor of God. Until I see the glory of God on what it is that He sent me to do. We're going to try again. We are going to try again. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's tricky. You might feel like somebody doesn't get it. You might feel like they just haven't been through what I've been through. But I urge you today to try again.